Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devan.
Bowing in. This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 269, Making a Mountain Out of a Molehill.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Making a mountain out of a molehill. I'm sure that you've heard that expression before. It's basically making something bigger than it needs to be, requiring more work than is actually needed to get the task done. So there's two parts to this one. And I suppose the first one is you yourself, you, me, all of us. So you are making a mountain out of a molehill. Now we all do this on a regular basis. And what we're talking about is overthinking, being unclear or being unfocused and thinking about why you can't do something, the many reasons why you can't do something, instead of how you can or could actually achieve it or do it. It's all, I suppose, it's all to do with negative mindset versus positive mindset versus a realist mindset. So a negative mindset is absolutely going to make a mountain out of a molehill and throw in far too many complicated thoughts, complicate the process, overthink everything to the point of confusion and tiredness, and just generally be unfocused and make it unclear to the point that you don't do something, you give up because it seems too overwhelming. Now, a positive mindset is brilliant as well, but the problem with a positive mindset is, you can wish away all the hurdles and all the obstacles and all the hardships, and you mightn't, if you could be so positive that you don't have a contingency plan in place. So you want to have a balanced mindset. You want to have a realistic mindset. You want to prepare for the worst and have that plan, but hope for the best. So come somewhere in between. So you're not just saying yes and putting on a false happiness all the time and being underprepared for the eventualities that could take place. But at the same time, you're not negative either and, building, a mountain out of a molehill. And it does boil down to facts versus opinion. Your opinions can make a mountain out of a molehill. Sometimes you need to be more scientific in your approach. Whether you're scientific minded or not, whether you're an emotional person or not, sometimes you can only deal and you really, besides gut instinct, that's the only time that, you're forgiven for not dealing in facts, because gut instinct is very valuable, but you should try to base your gut instinct off facts and not always just based on opinion. Facts are so important for you to make your decisions. Details and information, the correct details and the correct information is necessary for you to make an informed decision. If you're not getting the information or if you're being fed incorrect information, then it greatly reduces your ability to be able to make the correct decision at the correct time. So start first of all and improve along the way. So rather than overthinking things to the point of not actually starting them or giving up early on in the process and making that mountain out of a molehill, which is all at some stage in all of our lives has helped us procrastinate or give up, start something and improve along the way. There has to be a first time for everything. Nobody, starts off with something for the first time with previous experience. Keep that in mind. Now, that was the first part of making a mountain out of a molehill. That's you doing it yourself. But the second part is others making a mountain out of a molehill. Some people are so starved of attention and excitement and motivation and drive and enthusiasm and confidence that it can be easier for them to squeeze maximum drama out of any small situation. Maybe that's a risk-free way for them of attempting to attract the interest of others, but either way, it's not helpful to you and your goals. And don't be distracted from what your path is. Help when you can, of course, and attempt to improve your people reading skills so that you can quickly assess when someone is genuine or not. And that it's easier to get stung time-wise, energy-wise, money-wise if you don't realise that someone is a waffler or a piss taker. At the same time, you mustn't let the wafflers and the piss takers harden you to the genuine people. Look, most people are genuine. I'm actually happy in myself to believe that 50% of people are genuine. It's probably more than 50%. I like to think that there's 50% of people genuine. So that, therefore, I can be adequately open and adequately guarded by believing that. Even though I actually think there's more. There's a higher, really deep down, I think there's a higher percentage of people who are genuine people. It's the minority who are not. But it's important to guard. It's important to be happy. It's important to be able, as I'm trying to say, it's important to be able to figure out fairly early on who's genuine, who's not genuine, who's going to deter you from your path, who's going to waste your time, your energy, your resources, your finances, and figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I suppose your choice is to be too soft versus too hard. Neither of them good. Too mean versus too nice. Again, neither of them the perfect balance. And, why is it, by the way, that two different people can have two different opinions of you? And it's because you will change your behavior based on the person that's in front of you. And that's absolutely fine for those two different people. You mightn't necessarily respect both of those people's opinion of you. It's okay to be different in different situations. If you find someone's not genuine, then they're going to get a different version of you than somebody who is genuine. So just keep that in mind in regards to protecting you and your time and your resources. Now, another way that absolutely is experienced a lot when it comes to making a mountain out of a molehill is in anything to do with business, the working environment, investing, that you're often going to come across bureaucracy. In other words, red tape. In other words, needless and endless and unnecessary paperwork. And, it can really make the processes more difficult than they need to be. So really make a mountain out of a molehill. I am currently attempting a few things at the moment that they may or may not work out. And there's been plenty of unnecessary things needing to be done. And sometimes to achieve certain things, you do have to jump through hoops as part of the process. The facts are that systems and processes and regulations are becoming more complicated all of the time. And some people can become disillusioned or frustrated by the endless to-do list that doesn't necessarily guarantee success either. So what you have to do to be better prepared to take on your goals, to make yourself bulletproof against, these mountains being made out of molehills. I've got three. You don't need four. I only have three simple ways of dealing with it. And basically, ultimately, staying focused and achieving what it is you want to achieve. So number one, manage your expectations. So understand and expect that there's going to be hurdles. Nothing worth achieving ever goes smoothly. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Okay, that's number one. Because what can happen to a lot of people is they don't expect that there could be, different hurdles. They don't expect that there could be different mountains made out of molehills, hurdles created, false hurdles. They don't expect that. They just automatically expect things to go smoothly. And when things don't go smoothly, it's easier to crumble if you're not prepared. So manage your expectations and expect the unexpected. Expect hurdles. And know that there's going to be hurdles with absolutely everything, especially if it's a large goal that you're trying to achieve. Number two, stay focused on your end goal and use that focus and use your end goal as the motivation to carry on. If it is a true goal and not simply a wish, then you will be more prepared to do whatever it takes. If it's only a simple, fleeting wish, you won't have the sticking power when things get tough. If it's a genuine want, if it's your true north, as people often say, if it's something that's in your bone marrow, you're going to want to achieve, then you will be prepared to do whatever it takes. And that's the difference. So be careful what goals you set out. Number 3, don't become emotional, frustrated, or angered, as this will hinder your own motivation and confidence, as well as it will hinder healthy communication with the other people that are involved or that you need. So that's, it's so easy to get frustrated, especially when you're having to do things that you didn't envision, when you have to do things that you don't necessarily agree with, or, that just seems to be an endless to-do list of unnecessary items that you have to do to achieve things. So this is what we're saying. Systems are getting more complicated, processes are getting more complicated, regulations are getting more complicated. All this, everything being more transparent. It's just making more crossing T's and dotting I's, more paperwork, more red tape, more bureaucracy, and more things you ultimately have to do to be able to get ahead in comparison to people generations ago who would have had to do things, and it could have been a hell of a lot of an easier process. So number 1, manage your expectations. Number 2, stay focused on your end goal. So that will carry you through. Keep an eye on the bigger picture. And number 3, don't let emotion, get in the way or hinder your progress or take away your motivation or your confidence because you're getting frustrated or you're getting angry. And as I said, don't let it stifle the relationship that you're going to need in order to be able to do what it is you're planning on doing. Do everything and all that is required, and then let it work its course. So do everything that you know that you've left no stone unturned. You've done absolutely everything that's required, and then let it be and let it work its course and see what the outcome is. If it was like I'll give you an example. So if it was paperwork, say you were filling out paperwork and that paperwork kept being sent back to you, or different variations of that paperwork, simply keep filling it out correctly. Use help if it's required, and keep sending it back until A, they stop sending you more paperwork, or B, it works out in your favor, or C, you get a rejection, and then again you've got another 3 options. If you've got if the previous 2 worked out, if they stop sending you more, that's a good thing, because you're going to be awaiting on their decision. If it works out for you, congratulations. And if you get a rejection, then you now have another 3 choices, which is reapply, or appeal, or change your course. So in your mind, you don't have to overthink. You don't have to make a mountain out of a molehill. Fill out the paperwork. And we mightn't just be talking about paperwork here. This could be just a metaphor for other things, you understand. But do the paperwork and send it off. If paperwork still keeps coming back to you, keep filling it out, keep sending it off. Talk to whatever advisors you need to talk to. Keep filling it out, keep sending it back until they stop sending you it, until the particular thing works out for you, or until you get a rejection. And then you can decide to reapply again, start a brand new application, or to appeal that decision, or to completely change course that it's not for you. You have a decision. So you don't need to, it's not as complicated. You don't have the lack of control that you might have convinced yourself you actually have. And that's, I suppose, where the frustration comes in. When you feel that there's a lack of control in your life, especially while you're chasing goals or chasing things that you really want to do. It's that lack of control, that feeling of lack of control that causes resentment and anger and frustration. And those emotions in turn then affect your progress. So it's a vicious circle. It is a simplistic approach, but it should give you a bit more peace of mind so that you are not making that mountain out of a molehill in your own mind, especially when you should be sleeping. That's the worst time to be overthinking and making mountains out of a molehill. So we all do this process, whether within ourselves, whether we do it within our own plans, or whether, the process of trying to go for other things. We come across it when to do with other people or to other processes or so. So you need to be able to handle it yourself. You need to be able to bring that mountain back down to just being a molehill. A molehill is a molehill, and a mountain is a mountain. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you something to think about. I hope it stimulated your synapses, and I hope that as you're listening, you bring what I'm talking about home to you and you make it relevant to you. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.